Hey, it is Monday, May 13th. Grab your cup of coffee and let me catch you up on some of today's big news stories. So up first, this one's a pretty big one, especially if you're following it. So of course, the Trump hush money trial. So today is a big day in that trial because Michael Cohen, the prosecution's star witness, is expected to testify today. He's a star witness for a variety of reasons, but mostly because he's really at the core of this hush money trial. So of course he was Trump's former attorney and quote unquote fixer. Now, the thing with Cohen is he's the one who really allegedly facilitated these hush money payments between the former president and Stormy Daniels. And that money is at the core of this case. Now, again, this is the prosecution's witness, which is kind of signaling that they could be ramping up or getting towards the end of their evidence and their testimony. The defense, however, is really pinning Michael Cohen as a bit of a loose cannon. I mean, he's made a lot of comments during this trial before, especially regarding Trump, that didn't pin him in the best light. So they're kind of making it seem like he is a former or a disgruntled former employee that has some type of vendetta against Trump. Now, going into like consumer news, things like that, tomorrow on Tuesday, the Department of Labor is issuing out their producer price index. And so this gives us a look at inflation and how much people were spending for the month of April. Why this is a big deal is because, well, it lets us know like how much inflation has either risen or fallen, which most experts are saying that it was either at a level rate between March and April or dropped just slightly. But if you've been to the grocery store lately, it doesn't feel like prices have dropped much lately. Speaking of prices though, McDonald's is actually considering rolling out a new menu item that's a $5 meal. It would include the either McDouble or the McChicken or a 4-piece nuggets along with fries and a drink. They're still working out all the kinks and everything with that though. They're even talking to a lot of their franchise owners. So we'll see if that happens. But does anybody else remember when those were just dollar menu items? Am I the only one? Anyways, speaking of Nuggets though, the Denver Nuggets had a great game last night. They tied up their series against the Minnesota Timberwolves, of course led by their newly crowned 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic. He had 35 points in the game. The Pacers also routed the Knicks in a huge win, 121-89. Both of those series are now tied. They head into Game 5 tomorrow. Oh, and in another basketball news, the Atlanta Hawks will now have the #1 overall pick in the NBA draft. That is all for today's coffee chat. It's time for me to drink my coffee, time for you to drink yours. All the source material will be found there in the comment section, and leave a comment if you want to join in on the chat. I'll see you back here tomorrow.